These are 10 actions that stand between EV owners and a repair bill that can reach $20,000, and most owners never take a single one of them. Federal law gives you a window. Manufacturers have already defined the rules, and the clock on your battery warranty is running right now whether you know it or not. Every EV sold in the United States carries a federally mandated minimum warranty of 8 years or 100,000 miles on the high voltage battery. California and the states that follow its emissions rules go further, requiring 10 years and 150,000 miles. Sounds like plenty of protection, and for most owners the battery itself will outlast those terms. Recurrent Auto tracked over 15,000 plug-in vehicles and found that only about 1.5% ever needed a battery replacement due to failure. That number drops to 0.5% for models built after 2016. Modern packs on average degrade at roughly 1.8% per year, according to Geotab research from January 2025, which means a well-cared-for battery typically holds 70 to 80% of its original capacity after a decade. None of that, though, protects the owner who missed a recall, skipped a software update, or never filed for a repair they were fully entitled to. These are the 10 things you need to do before that warranty window closes. Number 1, find your exact expiration date and write it down. Not the date you bought the car, not the model year. The original in-service date is what starts the warranty clock. That is the day the vehicle first entered service, not the day the title transferred to you. For used electric vehicle owners, this distinction alone can mean the difference between 4 years of battery coverage and 4 months of it. Every electric vehicle warranty runs on 2 limits simultaneously. Time and mileage, and coverage ends at whichever one arrives first. A bumper-to-bumper warranty typically expires at 3 to 4 years, or 36,000 to 50,000 miles, while the battery runs longer. But that 8-year clock started the moment the first owner drove off the lot. Pull up your manufacturer's owner portal, enter your VIN, and get the exact date and mileage limits in writing, because a verbal estimate from a service advisor carries no weight in an actual warranty claim. Number 2, schedule a pre-expiry inspection 30 to 60 days before your deadline, not the week before. 30 to 60 days out or within the final 1,000 to 3,000 miles of your coverage window, because what you actually need is enough time for any discovered issues to be authorized and repaired before the deadline passes. A pre-warranty inspection generates a dated diagnostic report with any active trouble codes, and that document becomes your legal record of the vehicle's condition at the time of coverage. For an electric vehicle, that inspection should cover the electrical system, battery health, thermal management components including coolant pumps and heat pumps, brakes, and suspension. One Tesla owner on the Tesla Motors Club forum paid approximately $143 for an end-of-warranty inspection and walked away with torn suspension links replaced at no charge under warranty. The inspection fee, which typically runs from a small amount to a few $100s, can return thousands in covered repairs. Number 3, file every diagnostic trouble code, even the ones you have been ignoring. Warning lights that seem minor can reflect bigger underlying issues, and here is where electric vehicles differ fundamentally from gas cars. The manufacturer already knows what your vehicle has been doing. Every modern electric vehicle logs charging cycles, temperatures, fault codes, and driving patterns through its onboard telematics, and that data is available to the manufacturer when they review a warranty claim. Getting fault codes onto the official service record while coverage is still active protects you in 2 directions at once. First, it documents that a condition existed during the warranty period. Second, continuing to drive with persistent high voltage system, warnings on record and unaddressed gives the manufacturer a foothold to challenge any future claim. Ask your service advisor to run a full code scan, not just check for active warning lights, because some codes log without triggering a visible dashboard alert. Number 4, check your VIN for open recalls at nhtsa.gov. Recalls follow the vehicle, not the owner, which means every open recall transfers automatically when a used EV changes hands, and recall repairs stay free regardless of whether the bumper-to-bumper warranty has already expired. Federal law requires manufacturers to fix recall-related defects for up to 8 years from the vehicle's original sale date, with no mileage ceiling attached. The stakes are real. Kia and Hyundai ran 2 separate recall campaigns for a component called the Integrated Charging Control Unit. The first round in March of 2024 covered roughly 48,000 Kia EV6 vehicles and nearly 99,000 Hyundai Ioniq and Genesis vehicles. A second campaign posted by NHTSA on November 21st, 2024, after the initial software fix proved insufficient, covered 62,000 additional EV6 vehicles and 145,000 Genesis and Ioniq models. That defect could cause a complete loss of drive power. BMW recalled over 70,000 EVs in mid-2025, covering 2022 through 2025 i4, iX, i7, and i5 models for a software condition that triggered unnecessary power shutdowns at speed. Go to nhtsa.gov, enter your VIN, and check. The search takes under 2 minutes. Number 5. Get your battery state of health tested by a professional. Most EV owners watch the range estimate on their display and treat that as a picture of battery health. That number is not, and the distinction matters enormously because the trigger for a warranty battery replacement is not total failure. Across most mainstream brands, the threshold sits at 70% of original capacity. That means if your pack drops below that level during the warranty period, you may qualify for a repair or replacement at no cost. Chevrolet uses 60%, the lowest threshold of any major brand, which means Bolt owners can lose considerably more range before qualifying. The car's own display will not tell you your state of health as a verified percentage that holds up in a warranty review. Dealer-level diagnostic tools are what produce an accurate reading. Services like Recurrent Auto also offer battery health reports built from real-world data. If your battery is sitting at 71 or 72% right now, getting that reading officially documented creates a paper trail as degradation continues downward. Number 6. Make sure your software and firmware updates are current. Some warranty documents explicitly state that coverage can be denied if required software updates have not been performed. For electric vehicles, those updates frequently affect the battery management algorithms and the thermal control systems that determine how long a pack lasts. Skipping an update is not a neutral act. Many recall fixes, including both rounds of the Kia and Hyundai Integrated Charging Control Unit campaigns, arrived as software updates. Any owner who never received the update remained exposed to the underlying defect. Tesla pushes over-the-air updates roughly monthly, while many other brands update quarterly or semi-annually. A key difference is that several manufacturers, other than Tesla, still require dealer-installed updates for major system changes. That means those updates do not arrive automatically at home. Check your infotainment system for pending updates. Then call your dealer to confirm all manufacturer-required software is current. Those are 2 separate checks, and both matter. Number 7. Build your warranty file and keep it. A well-documented service history can make or break a warranty claim, and gaps in that record give manufacturers grounds to challenge borderline cases. Your file needs diagnostic reports, service receipts, odometer readings at each visit, and any manufacturer-required maintenance records. None of that documentation needs to come from a dealership. The Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, signed into law on January 4, 1975, prevents manufacturers from voiding a warranty simply because you used an independent shop or an aftermarket part. What the law actually requires is that the manufacturer prove the non-OEM service or part directly caused the defect before they can deny coverage. That protection only holds if you can produce detailed paperwork showing what work was done, when it was performed, what parts were used, and at what mileage. Without that paper trail, the Magnuson-Moss protection becomes very hard to enforce. Number 8. Know exactly what can void your coverage and what cannot. Liz Najman of Recurrent Auto, which has tracked tens of thousands of battery-equipped vehicles, pointed specifically to unauthorized repairs, modifications, and the use of unapproved chargers or adapters as the actions that create genuine warranty risk. On the charger question, now that Tesla's supercharger network accepts many other manufacturers' vehicles, most brands sell and require owners to use an approved adapter. Using an unauthorized adapter leaves a data trail the manufacturer can pull during a claim review. The flip side of that equation is the Magnuson-Moss protection. Routine maintenance at an independent shop cannot void your warranty, and neither can an aftermarket part unless the manufacturer demonstrates that the specific part caused the failure. The catch for electric vehicle owners in particular is that telematics logs everything, including charging patterns, temperatures, and fault histories. That means the evidence available to a manufacturer disputing a claim reaches far beyond what gasoline car manufacturers ever had access to during the warranty era. Number 9. Explore extended coverage before the factory warranty expires. Manufacturer-backed extended warranties can typically only be purchased while the original factory warranty remains active, and once that coverage lapses, the option disappears for most OEMs. Third-party extended warranty plans run an average of around $108 a month, with annual costs landing between $1,000 and $4,000 depending on coverage depth. Before signing anything, verify that the EV battery is actually included. Many plans require a specific battery coverage endorsement as a separate add-on, and exclude the battery otherwise. CarShield covers EV batteries only with that endorsement, and the company received a $10 million fine from the FTC in 2024 for deceptive advertising. Endurance Warranty faces an ongoing class action lawsuit as of March 2025 alleging denied claims. Remaining factory battery warranty coverage also lifts resale value, so extending coverage carries implications beyond just protecting your own wallet. Number 10. Review your charging habits and get them on the record. Frequent DC fast charging does not automatically void a warranty, but manufacturers are building increasingly detailed carve-outs around charging behavior, and telematics creates a complete history of every session. Getting a professional battery health test documented, covered in number 5, creates a baseline that works in your favor if a manufacturer later tries to attribute degradation to charging patterns. Best practices that keep you clearly within warranty guidelines include avoiding routinely charging to 100%, avoiding depleting to 0, using DC fast chargers as a situational tool rather than a daily habit, and using only manufacturer-approved charging equipment and adapters. Those habits protect the battery and protect your warranty claim. Battery replacement costs for vehicles out of warranty run from $5,000 on the low end to over $20,000 for large pack models, with Tesla Model S and Model X packs reaching the mid-$20,000 range fully installed. Those numbers are falling. Bloomberg NEF reported battery pack costs at roughly $115 per kilowatt hour at the end of 2024, down about 20% in a single year. Goldman Sachs projects that figure will drop to nearly $80 per kilowatt hour by 2026. The cost of replacement is coming down, but it is not free yet. The window you hold right now under warranty protection will not reopen once it closes. 10 steps. Most cost nothing but time. Check your expiration date. Schedule that inspection 30 to 60 days out. File your trouble codes. Pull your recall status at nhtsa.gov. Get your battery professionally tested. Update your software. Build your service file. Understand what the Magnuson-Moss Act actually protects. Explore extended coverage before the deadline arrives. Document your charging history. Each one stacks on the last. Miss all 10 and you are paying out of pocket for repairs that may have been fully covered.